Morning everybody. Don't know what I'm going to talk about this morning when I'm out on the morning walk today. I haven't really got a subject that I'm particularly wanting to talk about. I've got loads in my bookmark section on X that I need to talk about, but I think they're going to actually need a video, a proper video, not a walkabout video, because I need to put information in and stuff like that to talk about it properly. But yeah, I had a good response from the Paul Thorpe video yesterday. Some people disagree with me, some people agree with me. Majority of people agreed with me about what I was saying, which is good. But I like a good diverse opinion in the comment section. I like to see debate in the comment sections as well. And it's usually it's civilized debate. It's not people well, you do get odd people calling people names, but because sometimes it gets heated, doesn't it? But for the majority of the time it's respectful in the comments, and that's good. That's what this channel's about. It's about discourse, about discussing opinions and, you know, thrashing it out, and that's what I like to see. I want to thank everybody that's come to the channel, recently subscribed. Danny Roscoe gave me a shout out on his live stream last night, and if you're not subscribed to Danny Roscoe, go and subscribe to him. He's like a lot of YouTubers. They're criminally undersubscribed, whereas you've got some people that have got massive followings that don't really deserve it, in my opinion. They don't. And you know, he is a true patriot. He does go out there, he does all the demos and stuff like that, and he's a voice like mine trying to unite people. You know, and I said this last night in his live stream in the chat, that the Patriots are united. The Patriot movement itself is united. It's only when you get to the politics side of things about which party to vote for does the right wing become divided and isn't sure about who to vote for. And can you blame them? And this is what we talked about. It's like there are that many parties that everybody's so divided and confused about who to vote for. That's why it's so divided. But when you get down to the street level, when you go to the protests, everybody's united in their one goal. We want our country back. We're going to get our country back. We want sovereignty. We want freedom of speech. We want freedom of expression, which we don't have at the minute. I'm going to do a video later today about a gentleman who was at a pro-Palestine Hamas Palestine Action march, and he didn't do anything. He walked up to this group of people and he just gave them his opinion. He just said, I don't agree with you, and why aren't you going to Palestine and fighting for this cause that you're marching for? If you feel so strongly about it, why are you here? Why are you here protesting about it? Why aren't you in Palestine fighting alongside the Palestinian people? It's a valid question. And the police treated that as a potential breach of the peace. They arrested him and took him away. Now this is where I think the law has got it completely wrong, because somewhere along the line the police, the judiciary, the law, whatever you want to call it, have got things a little bit mixed up. Because I always thought that if you say something in public and somebody has a violent reaction towards you because you've said it, then all the agency is on the person who's turned to violence, because that's a disproportionate reaction to what you've done. Just saying things shouldn't get you a violent response. We saw what happened with Nick Tenconi when he went to a communist rally. But he marched in and he was just saying what they were saying. He was saying, communist scum off our streets. And he is factual, because they are actually communists. Unlike when they do it, when they start chanting Nazi scum off our streets or fascists off our streets, they're not being factual, because they don't know what a fascist is. But they're actually at a communist rally and he's saying truthful things. He's saying communist scum off our streets. And what do they do to his free speech? What do you think the communists did when he started chanting that towards them? They turned violent. They started attacking the group of people that was simply enacting free speech on the streets in this country. But we'll go back to that young gentleman. I'll talk about this later in more detail in a video. I'll show you the video itself as well. He was just enacting his free speech. How is him saying, why are you here and why aren't you fighting for the cause you believe in the country where it's taking place, if you feel that strongly about it? How is that a breach of the peace? I don't get it. This country is completely backwards in that regard. It really is. Victim blaming. Blame the victim. Blame the person enacting their free speech. Because it's not inciting violence or anything, it's asking legitimate questions. He didn't go there and actually threaten them with anything. He just asked them legitimate questions. He just said, he called their Palestine flag silly. And apparently that was one of the reasons they arrested him, because he called the Palestine flag silly. There are people on the streets in this country that have burnt the Union flag, that have burnt the St George's Cross. They're not charged with anything. They're not taken away for a hate crime or inciting violence or anything like that. Look at that gentleman, forget what his name is, ex-police officer I think he was. He merely reposted Lawrence Fox's meme about the LGBTQ4K134000 flag and got a visit from the police threatening to arrest him for a hate crime simply because he reposted a meme online. And yet we've had for weeks, months, years now, ever since October the 7th, absolute rabid people on the streets of this country chanting genocidal slogans constantly, flying the flags of prescribed terrorist organisations, Hezbollah, ISIS. We've seen it. We've seen them do it. Nothing happens to them. Nothing happens to them. And it's all down to group size. The police are absolutely terrified of the Muslim population in this country, of the Islamists in this country. They're terrified of it. They're scared to death of tackling it. And rather than deal with the illness, that they go in and try and take out the people trying to cure the illness, trying to put things right, because they are a smaller group. We can deal with them. Look at the guy down in London, stands in front of the marchers with the Hamas are terrorists sign. He's been arrested countless times. He's on his own. But it's easier for the police to remove him than it is to go and actually get the riot squad out, the TSG, which is the Territorial Support Group, which is supposedly the special forces of the police. I saw those guys in operation in Nottingham. This might be a long video because it's going to be I don't know, talking about everything in this video. But yeah, I saw the TSG in operation in Nottingham. Not impressed. And I know Nick Tenconi, when the protest was finished and on X, he was praising the police and the work they did that day. Now, in all fairness to Nick Tenconi, he didn't see everything that was going on. He didn't see the absolute shit show that was the operation the police were running that day. When it came to Patriots leaving the area, the police cordon was like Fort Knox. It was a barrier. You couldn't get past it. But when it came to Antifa and masked up thugs going through the police lines, it was like a sieve. I had to point out several times to police officers, they're Antifa and they're mixing in with this group's side. Didn't do anything. It was obvious who they were. Absolutely obvious. And if I'd have been running that operation, I would have been absolutely ashamed of what I did that day. Especially the organisation of it. They covered several flanks. They covered the right and left flanks. They didn't clear people off because we were at Nottingham Castle. They're actually on the battlements with cameras, and if anybody had wanted to, they could have easily thrown bricks from the top of those battlements down onto the UKIP protesters below. So why the police didn't cordon off that to begin with and put officers and say, nah, we want tickets, you've got to have a ticket to go through into the castle, and stop these people going through who were clearly Antifa and stand up to racism, first off, is beyond me. It was a complete clusterfuck of an operation. And then, like I said, they covered the left flank and the right flank, but they left the middle flank open. There was an alleyway coming straight into the centre of the protest, and if it wasn't for myself and some auditors saying Antifa are now marching up the middle alleyway to come into the protest, the police wouldn't have done anything. The police quickly ran down, and you see it in some of my videos, they quickly moved down and put a cordon in. But the interesting thing is, instead of pushing Antifa back down the alleyway, the police pushed us back. At every opportunity that day, the police pushed us back. At one point, it felt like we were being kettled because we were completely surrounded by police. And it was like being in the film 300, and we were about to take on millions of Persians. That's what it felt like. So when you see the police being praised for their operations in Nottingham, nah, absolutely not. And in all fairness to Nick, he didn't know about it. He didn't really see everything that these people were doing, the police were doing. And the woman in charge, she was a commander. I think she had the red epaulettes on. Steve will correct me if I'm wrong. She was an absolute fucking failure. She was. She didn't know what she was doing. Obviously a diversity, equity and inclusion hire, because she had zero organisation skills. Instead of preemptively dealing with potential situations, she was just reacting to them as they happened. Now, anybody with any foresight would have gone in there early in the morning as a commander or as a leader and looked for points of access and thought, and tried to think like Antifa, because that's what you're supposed to do in that situation, and think, if I was them, how would I try to get into a protest? And then you deploy your men or your troops accordingly to protect the people on the inside, because that was their job. Their job was to stop the violent far left thugs, because nobody on the Patriot side was being violent. Nobody. It was completely peaceful on the Patriot side. It always is. You've seen it in videos when people go to interview the Patriots. They're always peaceful, they're always welcoming, they always say yeah. They try and put their point across. You go and film the far left side of things, they turn violent, they try to block your camera, they try to intimidate you. That's the first thing they do. But yeah, it was a total shit show that day. Right, I've gone on for long enough. This is enough. Gone on for a quarter of an hour. So I'm going to end it here. Thanks everybody for subscribing to my channel. Really appreciate it. The channel is growing. We're getting there. I think eventually I'm going to try and monetize the channel. As it grows, I can get better equipment, obviously, through monetization, through the ad revenue and stuff like that. We can get better equipment, and then we can start going out and doing the protests that are a bit further afield. Nottingham was a bit of a test. I'm planning to go to the free speech rally in London. That's I want to go to that one, definitely. But yeah, things are starting to take off. It's a slow, gradual thing though with the channel. It's growing slowly, which is good. I'm pleased about that. So the way you can help out at the minute is just to like, share and subscribe to my channel. That's how you can help out. Helps with the algorithm. And I'm going to have to stop making so many videos in a day because that really hurts me. Apparently, a video sharing site punishes you if you upload lots of content. I think anything beyond 3 videos and they stop promoting your channel for some reason. I don't understand it myself. I don't get it. You would think they would actually reward content creators who upload more content, but no, they don't. They don't reward you at all. Whether it's because I'm a right-wing channel as well, and obviously they like to put the brakes on right-wing channels, Dino Bane, Danny Roscoe, that sort of thing. We've all had our channels throttled back because of our political views. It's obvious. It's blatantly obvious. When you see other channels that are supposedly on the right wing that pussyfoot around the subjects and they self-censor themselves, they tend to grow a little bit faster than channels like mine, Danny Roscoe, Dino Banes. We just say it how it is. We don't sugarcoat anything. It's exactly our thoughts. None of this is ever scripted. I don't script my videos. I don't sound like a robot. I might make mistakes in my videos. I might not be as polished as some of the people who have studios and stuff like that. But everything I say is from the heart. It always is. And it's just how I feel. It's just my opinion. And if anything, like I said yesterday, don't take me as the truth. Take this as a stepping board to the truth. It's like I'm just going to point you on your way. It's like, don't believe everything I say. Just research everything I say and go and look for it yourself. That's how you find the truth. I'm never going to say to you, I've got the truth, believe me. I'll always provide evidence and links in my videos if I'm making a video about something that I'm trying to disprove. That's how you change people's minds. I don't simply tell you it's the truth, I prove to you that it's the truth, if you know what I mean. But even then, you just go away, you look at the links and you form your own opinion on it. So yeah, I'm rambling now, so thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. This is Vindicator, sign off. Have a great day.